All right, so good day to everybody. Welcome back to the Formula Sports channel. As always, thanks for being here. You guys know the support is always appreciated. The big upcoming game, ladies and gentlemen. Our Copa America campaign is about to start later on today at 8 p.m. The Jamaica Reggae Boyz take on a familiar Concacaf foe in Mexico, the big Concacaf giant Mexico. It's a big game indeed. It is the biggest tournament that Jamaica has qualified for, and in men's senior football, the Reggae Boyz national senior team has qualified for probably since the last Copa America that we qualified for, that we played in. But yeah, man, is a big deal indeed, and I know many Jamaicans are eagerly anticipating, eagerly awaiting for our campaign, our Copa campaign, to get going. Mexico is the number 15th ranked team in the world. Jamaica is the number 53 ranked team in the world. So right then and there, so when you look on the rankings in the people, is a biggish gap. Is a biggish gap. You get what I say? By the way, we have risen 2 places in the latest update of the rankings, from 55 to 53. Before the recent update, Venezuela was actually ahead of us in the rankings, which is another team in our Copa group, and we jump over them, so we are higher than them now in the rankings. So that is a good look. The record, Jamaica versus Mexico, or record, the history between both teams. Boy, the record not so pretty, ladies and gentlemen. It's very one-sided. very one-sided. See, 32 games played overall, right? 22 losses for the Jamaica Reggae Boyz. 22 losses. 5 draws, 5 times that the game has been drawn. We have only beaten them 5 times in our history out of the 32 times we have played Mexico. So boy, history stacked against the Reggae Boyz. FIFA ranking is stacked against the Reggae Boyz. It's fair to say that the Reggae Boyz will have an uphill task in this game. Not being negative, not deal with bad vibes, but facts is facts. Seeing the last time we beat Mexico was 7 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. 7 years ago since Jamaica has tasted victory against Mexico, right? The last time we played Mexico, boy, to say it was embarrassing would be an understatement. Honestly, people, when remember the Gold Cup semi-final day in the last Gold Cup, it never pretty at all. Seeing it never pretty at all, right? We lost the game at 3-0. Never pretty at all, right? And embarrassing. They completely dominated us and showed us in that game that there was levels to this. And I think that game made me realize that there is a big gap between us and the Concacaf elite. The Concacaf elite in teams like Mexico. See, this Mexican team is very heavily Liga MX filled. It has a lot of Liga MX players. The Mexican League, a lot of the players come from the Mexican League. The Mexican national team is going through a bit of a transitional period right now. So, a number of the big name faces that we have seen over the last number of years, like for instance the Chucky Lozanos, the Raul Jimenezes, the Hector Herreras, the Guardardos, those players are not a part of this crop of players, and a lot of the players in this Mexican team are from the Mexican League. That no mean say, some joke Mexico team this. The Liga MX players are no joke. They're quality. Liga MX is a quality league, one of the best leagues in the Western Hemisphere, and better than a number of prestigious European leagues. Not a joke league, ladies and gentlemen. It is a big league. And this Mexico team also is sprinkled with quite a few players that play in big European leagues for big European clubs as well. So it's mostly Liga MX players, but they do have quite a fair bit of players in the squad as well that play in even bigger leagues for bigger clubs than ones you will find in Liga MX, right? Basically, going off a history when it comes to this fixture, we know it go already from a run of play standpoint, right? We know how the game usually looks when these two teams come up against each other. You know, when we play Mexico, the game usually flow one way. It is usually more often than not a game of cat and mouse. You know, high intensity from the Mexicans. You know, highly technical from the Mexicans. You know, a lot of possession from the Mexicans, right? You know, Mexico moving it quickly. You know, it resembles a Spanish style of football, so to speak, a Spanish style of play and a Spanish system. It resembles that heavily, and is that type of football. You know, high intensity possession based and very quick in transition as well. Very, very quick in transition as well. As a matter of fact, at that kill way off in the last game as well. When they win back possession of the football, the last time we played them, they moved it very quickly throughout the respective thirds, and it was damaging, right? So that is something that we're going to have to look out for. But yeah, man, that is the type of football that Mexico plays, and is the type of football that really and truly has given the Jamaica Reggae Boyz serious problems for the longest while. That is the type of football where we as Reggae Boyz fans really and truly dread to see, because we know so when we buck up against a team that plays that type of football, it usually is a problem for us. And one of the things with this Mexican team as well too is that they can get grimy as well. They can get physical as well, and they can cope with griminess and physicality very well. So, you know, the way how this Mexican team plays is a way in which Reggae Boyz fans not really like to see a team come up against them type of side, because you know, that Central American style of play usually gives us serious problems. And I gave you guys the record between the two teams earlier, so you can understand why we dread seeing a team coming up against a team that plays that style of play, right? You know, from a Jamaican standpoint, we will more than likely be very defensive. You know, more than likely we'll concede possession. As a matter of fact, I mean, given the makeup of our squad, especially the deficit in quality between both midfields, we'll be forced more than likely to concede possession. Again, Mexico's midfield, Liga MX field, they also have players like Edson Alvarez, you know, who is a big player for West Ham United in the English Premier League. They have players playing in other European clubs in their midfield as well, like for instance, big midfielders for Dynamo Moscow in Russia and them things there. So, you know, I think it don't even make no sense to try and match them there. So I don't talk to you about that already in our previous video. I don't even think we'd concede possession. I don't even think we'd concede possession more than likely, because we know we can't match them in that area of the pitch. Seeing? That is basically how it goes. Seeing? More than likely we'll be trying to stay very organized in a mid to low block, very compact, trying as best as possible to keep out the attacks. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a pattern where it's just wave after wave, to be honest with you. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully we can on occasions have lengthened periods of possession away from our goal to take the game away from our goal and our half of the pitch. I would not be surprised if we see a lot of long balls as well, given the high intensity pressing nature of the Mexicans. And given the strength or the lack there of our midfield, more than likely we will be struggling to break that first line of pressure from the Mexicans. I'm just being realistic here, giving you an idea, a realistic idea of what we will more than likely see in this game. So more than likely we'll see a lot of long balls from the Reggae Boyz, trying to put it on the head of either a Boza or an Antonio or both. Heimal Grimson has indicated in the past that we might see both players start in the Copa America up top, and more than likely we'll see that taking place, long ball or long passes, whichever one you want to however you want to phrase it, trying to win first ball and playing off the second ball. More than likely that's what we'll see. Mexico has seen that before already from us. They know what to expect more than likely, and I'm sure they will come prepared for it. So we have to go execute it very well, and we have to hope that plan A does not fail, because if plan A fails where that is concerned, and we have seen that in the past against Mexico as well, where that long ball plan, that plan A fail, and we never have a plan B. So hopefully plan A does not fail, and if it does fail, hopefully we have a plan B. See, Mexico is a team that is known for creating a lot of chances, but also known for not putting away their chances, right? Mexico is a team that has been accused of not being clinical, especially when coming up against Concacaf opponents. This time around, I don't think we should bank on that. Simply because Mexico has a dangerous little striker up top, Santiago Jimenez. This is a player that scored a number of goals in the Dutch Eredivisie for Feyenoord, right? To be fair, his record for Mexico, his Mexican record is not the best, but this is a striker that on any day can turn it on, and I think that he is becoming a better striker with time. Still relatively young, he's growing, he's improving, becoming a better striker, and I wouldn't be surprised if he starts to bang in the goals with a higher degree of frequency for Mexico. So even though Mexico is a team that, generally speaking, is known for can be known for not putting away their chances, but I wouldn't put it past Santiago Jimenez, especially coming off the season that he just had for Feyenoord, a stitch of bugger goals for Feyenoord in the Eredivisie. He's also a Dutch Eredivisie champion from the previous season. I would not put it past Santiago Jimenez to come up big for Mexico in this particular game. He's a dangerous little striker, one that we should not play games with, right? I personally think that it would be best, given the fact that the Santiago Jimenez player can come up big at any time. I personally think it would be best for us to limit the chances as best as possible. Try to limit the chances that Santiago Jimenez gets in this game, because I don't want to see Santiago Jimenez have a big game in this game, and I'm telling you, he is a player that is quite capable of doing so, right? Finally, the last point that I want to make in this preview video, and I never really want to talk about this previously, because I never want to create negative vibes, so to speak, going into this tournament for us. But on the eve of the game, I said this much: I am a bit concerned with our lack of preparation going into this game and going into this tournament. Seeing the lack of proper preparation, especially relative to a number of the other teams that are going to be playing in this competition. Seeing the fact of the matter is, we're one of the weakest teams in this competition. That's just the facts, ladies and gentlemen. If in all honesty, in all truthfulness, we are one of the weakest teams in this tournament, and we are probably one of the least prepared teams in this tournament. Given the fact that we are one of the weakest teams in this tournament, we should be one of the most prepared teams going into this tournament. And that is not the case. You get what I say? That is not the case. So, to be honest with you, that is a bit concerning to me. You know, hopefully the preparation that we had was enough and good enough to properly prepare the boys. I understand the dynamics at play, I understand to a certain extent, you know, Heimal, Grimson and Rudolph Speed would have given explanations where that is concerned. But boy, in an ideal world, me that it really prefer. I would have really have preferred for us to be better prepared going into this tournament scene. But it is what it is, right? We wish the Reggae Boyz all the best going into this tournament, going into this game later on this evening. Wish the Reggae Boyz all the best, and hopefully we can scrap it out, we can fight it out. Hopefully we can see some good football as well from our boys, and you know, hopefully we can get a good result for this fixture in this to kickstart our Copa America campaign. It would give the boys and us as fans to a world of confidence if they could get a result in the opening game. I'm not going to lie, I am honest, I am truthful, I am realistic. The odds are stacked against them. Just from an objective standpoint, it's just facts. The odds are stacked against the boys, but I think we have what it takes to get a result in this particular game. So wishing the boys all the best later on this evening. Hit the likes button on the video, subscribe to the channel, share the content as well. Free and easy ways to support the Formula Sports channel. Take care, guys. Stay safe. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the upcoming game. And until next time.